Is up. It is me. It is I. I am the greatest there is, the greatest there was, and the greatest there ever will be. I am greatness personified. Myself. Yes, yes, Stoney greatness. And I am here. The man of the hour, the myth, the legend, the activist, the author, the brother, the entertainer, the educator, philanthropist, the model, the superstar, the rated quadruple X superstar. So show some respect.
That was all right.
And bend the knee. And it was all true. They come from all across the world to see the man who wears the crown that hangs 2 inches from the ground. He is your king. He is my king. He's king. Kevyn!
Well, thank you. I appreciate the love.
Governor of
And the
Bulgervania.
long- Yo, you know how long 30 seconds is? This man takes a minute and 30 seconds to do his intro.
It's all true. It's all true. So we got to run down the list.
Maybe we should list it in the credits, the closing credits.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Everybody needs to know what they're getting into when they walk in the door. Great minds.
Alrighty. What's up, y'all? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the GreatMines Show with King Kevyn, myself, and Stoney Greatness, this ridiculous, handsome, sexy mama father.
I'm all right. Thank you, though.
So, I'm excited every Sunday when we get to sit down and have these conversations, to chat with you all, chat with one another. We're at a space where on RuPaul's Drag Race, we're down to the top 3 now. And it's a lot that I've just hung it all up on. I'm just waiting out the time because I am so over. Although this week I've had a few victories. So, I'm not too upset. But there's a lot that still upsets me about this show. And this is one of my favorite shows, so I hate that I'm so upset, borderline bitter about things that have transpired all season long on this show. It's like I complain a lot about the producers and about the way they're doing stuff, but they make such good effing TV. Because I'm in my feelings about this show. Like, more than I should be.
And that's what they want. They want the reaction. They want the buzz.
And they're doing a wonderful job at making me dislike people. Completely. I feel like I've become so bitter from this season towards Drag Race.
Mm-hmm. You have.
So bitter.
Yeah.
And again, it's one of my favorite shows. But yeah, you go ahead and start talking about it because I'm going to be in my feelings for a little bit.
Well, let's get into it, shall we? So, episode 9 of All Stars season 8. All right. And we are in our top 4. All right. At the end of the episode, we will be down to our top 3. And this week's episode, Maxi Challenge, was a roast of Carson Kressley. So the girls will have an opportunity to, roast and burn and read everyone in the room, judges included, and also contestants. Be as funny as you can be, is the name of the game here in the roast. So we go through and we see the girls, practicing and everything and discussing. And Alexis Michelle, since she won last week, all right, she gets to set the order of the roast. So she chooses herself to go first. Then she picks Jessica Wilde. And then she picks Candy Muse. And then she picks Jimbo to close the show out. So, there's a lot to be said about that order. For one thing, Alexis Michelle did not win the roast on her season. In fact, she was eliminated that episode. So, she's a little
Life
bit.
is so beautiful.
She's a little bit triggered.
Yes, and he was, I guess, going in order. Jessica didn't do a roast in her season, did she? They didn't do a roast in season 2.
No.
So this is Jessica's first time to do a roast, and she's battling like, what's a really good funny burn versus I'm just being me,
right?
And she was a little cautious because she doesn't want to be mean to her sisters, her sisters.
Yeah. So after the order was set, they went into workshop with I forgot the guy's name.
He's on the Squirrel Friends RuPaul's Drag Race podcast.
Alan Tan, I think is what it. I don't know something about it. Let us know in the comments if you know who he is. And make sure you like, share, subscribe. All that good stuff. But Alexis Michelle went in first in the order, and it was very dry. It was very, a little bit too nice, too much storytelling is what the feedback was.
I don't see Alexis Michelle as someone I want to go and watch live because not like she can lip sync. I wouldn't mind watching her lip sync, but that's it. I don't want her to host the show. I'm not booking her for comedy at all. So this is a little bit of a stretch. But while I'm on the topic of Alexis Michelle, to be more specific, we all know that I dislike what she did on the previous episode by eliminating Lala. Now, since then, Trinity the Tuck has come out and said some things in her defense. Alexis Michelle, as well as Lala, reappeared on Roscoe's. And she got to she tried to clear her name a little bit. I understand that there are politics involved. I understand that there are different things that happen. And Naysha got people together because they started to attack Alexis Michelle. And Naysha got them together like, no, we're not going to do this.
Right.
Considering this, and this.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing this. Because they were really... The fans of RuPaul's Drag Race seem to have...
Right.
They're like almost as big as the Beehive at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say bigger at this point. We're like the RuPaul's Drag Race, fans are definitely bigger. But I think that the overarching theme of Alexis's defense in that Roscoe's interview was definitely that, she was pushed a lot. They're pushed a lot by production to do certain things, to believe certain things and everything. And she was definitely blaming it on production, putting a lot of the blame on production. She seemed very
the easy out,
combative to them too throughout the interview.
That's the easy out. I mean, if all else fails, just blame it on production. Who's going to argue with you?
But I also
know that there's some validity to
it. Yeah. I also think that a lot of RuPaul's Drag Race fans don't look at production as infallible, or that they're just there with the cameras and that they don't do much. Yes, producers do a lot. You know what I mean? They do try to, influence the competition to, basically make it easier for them to establish a narrative rather than, having to, because they would, if they didn't, they would have, it would have to, the show would have to be fundamentally different. Because
I think that would be fine.
Right. But you're also in a situation where you would need more footage, and the way that their shooting schedule is that they have to kind of influence it based off of their shooting schedule.
About the whole situation with Disney when Bob Iger left and Bob Chapek took over for a while, and then he was just more on quantity over quality. It's like, don't put yourself in that corner to where you have to continuously push out like a machine. You're giving me quantity, but the quality is starting, in my opinion, to suffer. Not so much in what we see, like the The production, it looks amazing.
It's the quality of the competition.
Yeah, the quality of the competition and the amount that you could be feeding the viewer.
Or the integrity. Quality of the integrity is
Yeah,
what we're saying.
Yeah,
You
put the energy and the time and attention and effort into creating spaces for organic interactions that are good TV. These girls are performers and they know how to put on for TV. Like, I think you can definitely guide them to give more pizzazz and stuff, but these girls are alive anyway. It, you know, I was just watching something where they were talking about how on Drag Race, the executives drive around in these nice cars and live in these lush lives, while the girls who create the phenomenon. Oh, it was Evie Ali talking about this. The girls who create the phenomenon that makes this a cultural success are like cramped in these really bad situations, and they're worked over like beyond for these competitions, and they're breaking their will sometimes, breaking their spirit, breaking it. Like, it's just like, let's see their oomph. Like, to have the opportunity to be on this stage is amazing. Let that excitement show. You did your auditions, you picked who you believe are the top performers. You're going to give a good show, and if not, that's what eliminations are for. Let them eliminate themselves by their work instead of the production finagling things. That's me. I think America would have a bigger investment into the show because they'll feel like it's really their girls, and they have a lot more. And I do believe you should open it to voting. I don't think that should be the entirety of how they pick the winner, but more than just a fame game. I don't know if you remember.
Well, they do open it to like voting as far
when
as
you get to the top 3, top 4, maybe. But I'm saying
as far as with the regular season,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right, with America's Next Top Model, there was when like social media became a thing. The girls were or the models were judged on their photo shoots, their booking jobs, walking runway, and their social media scores. And all of this was taken into consideration along with the critiques from the judges. It's a lot, but it's obviously doable, and you can judge on the creativity, uniqueness, nerve, talent, and the score from the social media. I think it's entirely possible. I feel like we would be more invested in it because we get to actually choose from the beginning who the winner is versus Rue plucking out people the way she wants, and we only got who she chooses as the top 2 or 3 or 4. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I think that Rue has made some wrong decisions as far as who the bottom 2 were in certain situations
and throughout the entire franchise.
Yeah, I think that there have been maybe 1 or 2 mistakes this season, but that's still a good. That's in my opinion, it's still a good rate as far as getting down to it. There hasn't been a winner, in my opinion, that didn't deserve to win. Based off of the competition that was presented to us. So whether or not they could go to again like a more typical reality competition based like Real World or even America's Next Top Model because they showed them in the house too, what I mean?
But
like,
if you want to go back to the beginning of RuPaul's Drag Race, it had more of a vibe like that, like Top Model. Y'all had to go on different trips and collect this or collect that to do your challenge. It wasn't just everything in the workroom. You saw them in what was their workroom, but I remember one episode they was in a thrift store. They had to go thrifting. So it's like, or remember the challenges when they had to go out in the street and like talk to people on Hollywood Boulevard? Like,
they drag, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, do more stuff like that. Let us see more of the queens doing stuff. Because right now I feel like they're only ever in the workroom and then they're on the main stage. And like, we're seeing the same types of challenges over and over again. It's an improv challenge. This is an acting challenge. This is a sewing challenge. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy those. But multiple times in the season, it's like, are you running out of ideas? We want more. I mean, I'm speaking for a segment of the audience. I do understand. But my segment want more. Now back to these girls and their roast. Candy Actually,
Well, Jessica went in second because it
yeah.
was
Well,
dumped
yeah,
on
because I kind of
Alexis.
like went off
Yeah,
on
Jessica went in
'cause
second,
she's
and
never done one.
she she
This is
she
her
did.
first.
Yeah, she did okay in the workshop session. You know, it was good. Looked strong. You know what I mean. But she was still kind of timid and stuff like that. And they were telling her to lean in. So it was okay as far as the practice session goes. Then we had Candy Muse come in.
Yeah.
And with Candy Muse coming into the practice session, I think that the overarching theme was for her to slow down and enunciate. Because Dominica Cucamonster sounds like her whole mouth is full of balls all the time.
I sometimes wonder if she has top teeth. Do you know?
Mm.
Have you ever seen
It's
it?
not like she smiles because she's always doing in pictures.
It makes me want to tell one of the jokes from the roast, but I'm not going to do it yet. But there was a very good a joke from the roast that I loved, and I will definitely come back to. Um. Well, all right. So interacting with the public could be a liability, but there's millions, not millions, but there's tons of shows where their whole bit is interacting with public.
Mm-hmm.
And RuPaul's Drag Race have done it before, so it's not like it's in the realm of impossibilities. Because
Right.
it's been done on this particular show. It's just they scaled back so much on stuff. And I don't know, maybe it's because of the pandemic, maybe it's because of like how some hateful people are. But I do believe that they should get back into doing a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, these days, yes, you are correct. These days, it is more of a liability, but hey. So next we had Jessica Wilde come into the workshop with Michelle Visage and the other guy, and Jimbo. We had Jimbo.
Yes.
Jimbo come in. Sorry, Jimbo. Jimbo came in, and Jimbo was a bit, they weren't sure about. Jimbo decided to do Joan Rivers. Okay.
Yes.
At the roast, and so it was like a risk, but also it could pay off. But it depends on how she executed. And in the workshop, it didn't seem like she was there. Her jokes weren't landing as you know as punchy as they should be for Joan Rivers and stuff like that. So people were concerned, or at least again with the edit, it was concern. I can't talk today. Concern for Jimbo going into the competition because it was like, oh my gosh, doing Joan Rivers. Not sure if Jimbo's going to be able to pull it off. I mean, there was a whole discussion about that and everything, and it was the focus of a big segment of the show.
Yeah, like I think when it came down to showing the girls like someone having a problem or facing a challenge to build up the stakes in the show, it was definitely Jimbo. But we all know how that works.
Yeah. So then we came to the roast. Before the roast, Katya came into the workroom.
And I'm still trying to understand why.
Love Katya. It was just was supposed to go in there and help him out with the roast, but ended up just being a total distraction.
Completely. Accomplished nothing but distract the girl.
Such a Katya moment.
Yes.
I loved it.
And then squirmed out of the room.
Yes, literally got on her belly and slithered out of the room. I love you, Katya, so much. Oh my gosh, I would love to hang out with Katya. Like, I feel like that would be a night and a half. Like hanging out with Katya. Like, wow, I would have so much fun. Wow.
Okay. But no. So that was a good little fun break. I think that's what it was, more so of a break. So they can go back to their stuff a little bit more refreshed, because that's all it could have been. That's all that could have been.
Yeah.
So then we get to the main stage where we're doing the roast of Carson Kressley. Yep. This is your gay life.
Yep, and Alexis Michelle starts it off.
Question. That wig looked familiar, don't it? It was just bigger.
Alexis Michelle's wig?
Yes, the orange wig she had on this episode.
Oh, no, because Lala took it.
Oh, okay.
Lala took that wig.
I threw that shit in the trash.
She apparently Roscoe. She said she sold it. So
Okay.
But so Alexis Michelle started off the roast, and it wasn't. It was cute. It was cute. It wasn't. Had like I would say like 2 or 3 laughs in
It
there.
reminds me of like that little kid who discovers a funny joke that everybody that's older already knows, and they want to come to you, and you're just like, oh, you laugh at it because you don't want to mess up their excitement because they just discovered it. But it was like, okay, it's really not funny anymore, and then they come up with one more good joke. You're like, oh wow, look at you, and they just know how to stop after that. Yeah, that's what it was for Alexis Michelle. Which, again, keep in mind, and her last roast that she did, she lost. Yeah. She was at home on that episode because her roast sucked. Yeah, it did. Another thing to keep in mind, just to be fair to all of the girls, you're at the top 4 of all. At this point, it was top 4 of All Stars. So you have to expect that you don't have to be bad to be sent home. No. You could be exceptionally well, but if there's somebody who does a little bit better than you or just something slightly different, right, you could end up in the bottom. Just keep that in mind and give all of the girls grace on that. Like, we're not going to look at them like, oh, she was horrible. Right. Because she actually wasn't horrible. She was not the best, but she was not horrible. Right. And then we have Yahika Wild, who I think murdered. Like, I see Rex say that Jimbo murdered, but Jessica murdered her set. Right. Jessica did. Like, when it based off of the edit that we got, and apparently according to Alexis Michelle at Roscoe's, each girl had about 5-6 minutes, and they only used about 2 minutes of the material, in the actual episode. Now, based off of the material that they selected for Jessica Wild, Ru was laughing hysterically the entire time. Yeah. Like the entire time. Like, you know that laugh. Ru's laugh is a meter in this competition. It's a meter in every competition. Yeah, I mean, every type of I'm saying within this show. Yeah, especially like snatch games and stuff like that. Like, because some of the stuff we know is not funny at all, but Ru will give you this fake ass, annoying ass laugh, like very awkward, like it's not that funny, but she is cracking up. I think that's Ru's way of saying, "I got you, girl. Don't worry about this. We gonna make it work for you." But for Jessica, it really genuinely wasn't fake. Look, Rex said sometimes Ru's laughs seem forced. That's what I'm talking about. I don't think any of her laughs for Jessica Wild were forced. No, I don't. No, that's not what I'm saying here. Some of it. I'm sorry. I don't think Ru knows how to laugh. I thought Jessica Wild's entire set was hilarious. Hilarious. Like, it worked. Everything worked. Like, it worked with her. Like, it was hilarious. To me, it was the best set of the night. You know what I mean? Like, it was. But, I would have to agree with you. There were certain things that we weren't privy to, so we don't know all of. Yeah, like, I think there was a joke or something that she said that I was like, what does that mean? Everyone else on stage got it, so okay. But nonetheless, Jessica killed. And then we have Candy Muse. Candy was funny. Candy did what we were supposed to be doing. She did a roast, and she roasted people, and people, if they feelings got hurt, oh well, this is what you came for. I never really liked Candy's look too much. In the roast, she was kind of cute. She was kind of cute in the roast with that blonde wig. And she was cute. It was cute. Nothing to hoop over, but it was cute for her. And I don't want to downplay her because she was actually funny. Yeah, no, she was funny. So she was funny. I'm commanded the room. Had the confidence. She slowed down a bit, but then there were times where she got really excited and got and got ball mouth again and stuff like that. Yeah. So she did well. I thought that she definitely was at that point in time of the acts that we saw,
she was definitely safe because we had only saw Alexis and Jessica, and I thought Jessica was winning that. There was like at the end of Candy's set, she did not catch Jessica Wilde as far as
she didn't.
The funniness.
She definitely surpassed Alexis Michelle, but she did not pass Jessica Wilde.
Right. So then came Jimbo. And Jimbo again did Joan Rivers. Okay. And excellent job in my opinion. I thought that Jimbo what embodied,
so
Joan Rivers.
This. I mean, obviously
the jokes were funny.
Obviously, it's not an issue for a lot of people. But the fact that she did Joan Rivers on a roast instead of being Jimbo in an ordinary season, I would say, and I guess this is an irrelevant argument, but just for argument's sake, in ordinary season, I would want to see who the queen is. And the judges have said things like that before. You give me all these characters, but who are you? And Jimbo is full of characters. But I think that that's who Jimbo is. It's like, even down to her lip sync. I have some things to say about it, but at the end of the day, I do understand, this is like, what Jimbo did in this lip sync was really the definition of who Jimbo is.
Crazy character.
Yeah,
and Jimbo can embody a crazy character, and I like that, and it was definitely a good performance in my opinion. I thought that it was appropriate to do Joan Rivers, at a roast, because Joan Rivers is roast, appearances are famous, and you know what I mean. Like, I thought it fit, with doing if you did a character at a roast, there are certain people that you do.
I am looking for reasons to discredit Jimbo. I'm just gonna be real. Jimbo is amazing, but in my opinion, is a bit overrated.
Jokes were funny.
Weren't the funniest. I think Jessica was funnier.
Yes, yeah, and according to the edit, yes. Slightly funnier. But Jimbo was clearly, to me, the second best roaster.
Why would you create an edit? Because especially when you're in control of what the audience sees. Why would you not even paint, make it look like she went? Or show the struggle. Give me something. But, the way they're editing it is I don't understand how you got to Jimbo over Jessica. And a lot of other situations, I don't understand how they got from A to B. The lines are not adding. It's not matching to me.
And again, it's they cut out a lot of material that we didn't see.
That's what we've established. But if you cut this out, you got to give me something to help me connect how we start the episode here, and we end it here. Some of the stuff they do make it very clear. Like this whole beef, or this whole not beef, but this whole situation with Alexis Michelle, from Kahana being eliminated to Alexis in this episode. There was a through line. Last season, when there was a beef between Lux and Lucy, we saw the story unfold. Whether you talk about it with the edit or whatever, they gave us the story. I don't know that with Jimbo or even Jessica at this point that we're getting a full story of who they are. And I think that's why I said I want to see more in these shows. Again, all the time that we spend in the workroom, there's something else y'all could be showing us. Because just y'all working on material, it gets a little boring after a while. We complained about the episodes being cut because of the other reality show. Forgot the name of it because they were that important. And and then, you give us what we want, but you're not giving us what we want. I'm sorry, I'm back on my rant. So one way or another, at the end of Jimbo's performance, they bring out a guest roaster from RuPaul's Celebrity Drag Race, or Secret Celebrity Drag Race, and I can't remember the drag's name.
What's it, Foxy Woods or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. The person in the drag is one of Carson's old co-stars on Queer Eye, which his name was what?
Tom something.
Felicia.
Tom Felicia.
So, yeah. His roast was actually kind of funny. It was cute. There was a couple of one-liners that I just had to make mention of. One particular, when Candy Muse was called a pit bull and blush.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, y'all do see it.
Yeah.
I think Jimbo's joke about Jessica Wilde genitalia being so hairy that when she cut it, Peter gets a phone call.
Uh-huh.
Like, there were some really good hits
Yeah.
in this roast tonight.
Calling Carson Ellen DeGeneres, and then calling
Tilda Swinton.
And then Tilda Swinton. That had me rolling. Like, I'm sorry, because he does kind of look like Tilda Swinton.
He looked like both of them, honestly.
Yeah.
So that was a good roast. So when Rue does, then there's the runway.
Yeah, Snow Bunny, or Snow Queen, or Ice Queen, or whatever,
I heard Snow Bunny.
That was the overarching thing, but apparently they give them a description of adjectives and things that they can use for inspiration for this runway. It doesn't have to necessarily be Snow Bunny. So apparently it was Ice Queen and stuff like that. So people went different ways with it, and everything, which we'll get into, especially with the Fame Game folks.
If I would be honest, my favorite look from this episode was done in actually, no, I can't. I have to give it to Alexis. Actually, Alexis was my favorite look from this.
I liked Jessica's look. I thought Jessica's look
was really great.
It was very great. Yeah,
I think Alexis's look, like Michelle Visage said, the hair was different.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually really cute. Thoughtful was a bodysuit. It was cute. It was beautiful. One thing you will never be able to say about Alexis Michelle is that she looked like, she didn't have her look together. She looks great
all the time.
And this look again was great.
She looked phenomenal at Roscoe's too.
Yeah, she did. My least favorite look on the runway tonight was Candy Muse. She had a 3-piece on instead of a 2-piece. It was a 3-piece, so it was like the top, a little corset thing, and then the little panty thing
with a fur jacket on and some boots.
The look wasn't bad.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. It was iced out, and she was like, "Oh, I'm an ice queen. I'm a diamond ice queen." Like, I don't understand how you can say diamond with a lisp, but whatever. Candy Muse can. So whatever.
Apparently, Candy can do a lot of stuff that a lot of humanity can't.
Yeah,
because she's doing it. I'm always confused about how she is, though. Like, is she a fan favorite?
RuPaul favorite.
Okay. Anyway, and then we have Jimbo's look, where it's like very upscale, feathery, all over head to toe.
Yeah, definitely. I would say like it gave me white owl, like white snow owl type of, a silhouette, because it was real. You know what I mean? Like, and like that's what I got from the silhouette, was definitely owl like. And
in this situation, this was another good runway look for Jimbo.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it was very beautiful.
I think that it had the potential to be one of those statement pieces, but it wasn't.
Now on Pit Stop, Bianca thought it was out of place, which is where I disagree.
I agree.
I disagree. I for one thing, in Canada, they see a lot of winter birds, and there are a lot of birds that actually stick around during the winter.
This is what I told our turn white. Daughter.
Yeah,
it's one thing to stay true to who you are or where you're from. It's another thing entirely to get on stage and tell someone else who you are and where you're from. But you have to make a connection with it. If you're going to bring up a reference to something that maybe not everyone is educated on, make it so that a 3-year-old can understand it. Like with Brooklyn, she'd get up and perform these ratchet songs at a bar with predominantly white people who you can tell don't listen to this shit, because the moment the music come on, they zone out. And then she started doing songs that they knew and artists that were very familiar, and she started to win. And it's entertainment. You do it for the fans. So find a way to be true to yourself, but at the same time,
give the people what they want.
Give the people what they want. If you want to introduce them to something new, make sure that it's relatable. Make sure that they can understand it. And for this look for Jimbo, yes, it looked great, but I just don't see it. I don't see the connection, more so, to be more specific.
Yeah, Candy definitely was third place in my book, Brex. Yeah.
All right. So, based on the roast and based on the runway, RuPaul calls out Mother freaking Jimbo as the winner of tonight's episode. Do you agree, yes or no?
I agree.
Do I agree, yes or no? No. I like Jimbo's look more on the runway. I like Jimbo's performance. Not
again,
Jimbo, Jessica.
I agree. After hearing a lot of the backstage, now I did question initially. Because of the
Oh,
there you go. I did question it initially because I'm passing some things off here behind the scenes. I did question it initially because, again, based off of the edit, the Jessica Wilde won. She won. You know, she had the most laughs and everything. So yeah, I would say that, you know, I did initially agree, but again, upon doing research in preparation for you guys, because we're serious, we're serious, you know, RuPaul Drag Race journalists. We still here?
we still here.
We
We
still
ain't
here?
going nowhere, y'all.
Hey! Sorry about that. Little, but based off of the, like, you know, edit of the show, it seemed like Jessica Wilde won. But, you know, again, after hearing the behind the scenes stuff and everything from all the cast members, Jimbo clearly
the
won.
validity of our reviews in any other show that doesn't review. It eliminates the validity of Pit Stop giving me your opinion. Like, the point of us doing these shows is to say, hey, this was the competition, and at the end of the competition, based off of what we saw, we can give you a judgment. We can give you our views. But if what you're showing me is not going to add up to how you're ending the show, then, like, there's an inconsistency there. So how can we properly give our opinions and base the outcome of the show on this? There's a little bit of a disconnect here. You're showing me something throughout the episode, and again, if you filmed it and even if you are controlling the narrative, then show the narrative. It's not a cohesive narrative for me, and it's getting a little wonky.
I do think that production didn't do a good job as far as consistently editing this particular episode in conjunction with the rest. So yeah, it gave off the impression that Jessica Wilde won, when in all actuality, and according to everyone, you know what I mean, that was on the show, Candy Muse, Jessica Wilde, have all, you know, Alexis Michelle, have all come out and said
NDAs. They have to.
But no, they've all come out and said that Jimbo clearly won. Like Alexis was like, yeah, no, Jimbo clearly won.
I'm gonna take this with a grain of salt. They also keep saying how gorgeous Candy is, how talented Candy is. They all keep saying that too.
I think that you can take that with a very small grain of salt. But
so,
like, yeah, I just feel like
I can't go off of what they tell me. That's not what I'm seeing. Like, don't tell me to buy your book because I'm going to teach you how to turn.
But we believed them when they said that Heidi was already on her way out of the show.
Well, but you know why? Because they showed us leading up to her leaving. They showed that there were things that was wrong. They showed her being fed up with not being seen by the judges. We saw the entire situation play out. So when it got to the point of her leaving, they didn't like show the episode and leave out that portion of the workroom, then just pop up on the main stage like, oh wait, where's Heidi? No, you got to see her blow up and say, you know what, I'm done. You saw the entire thing play out. Now we're talking about reality TV. I do understand how reality TV needs to be nudged because it can get boring, but keep the consistency in your narrative. That's my dilemma. That's it. It's a great show. I love it, but it's not being consistent.
Well,
like, you know how satisfying it was when Lux sent Lucy home. I will not get away from it. It was so satisfying in that moment because we saw their battle from the very beginning. We saw their cattiness back and forth. We saw one trying to outdo the other or upstep. Like, we got to see that entire rivalry. Now, they sisters and they love each other, but for TV, that was amazing. It was a storyline of all the storylines in that season, that was the best one. In terms of interacting with other people, Like in the beginning, there was opportunities for other things to brew, but this was the storyline that they went with, and they followed it through, and it made for great TV. And the moment that Lucy went home, it was like, sweet Jesus, thank you. Here's with Alexis.
And you had your and your sweet Jesus moment, might be coming tonight. So Jimbo won.
Jimbo's the winner. That's why I'm going on this rant.
Yeah.
Jimbo is the winner.
Yeah.
Jimbo. I talk a lot of shit, don't I?
Yeah, he does.
Jimbo just deserves to win, though. I just think that Jessica deserved it more, but Jimbo does deserve to win all the shit that I talk. But, I mean, you gotta see where I'm coming from.
So
it's just not consistent. It's not consistent.
So then we come to the voting. Okay.
Wait, before we get to the voting,
yeah,
Rue says, Alexis Michelle, Jessica Wilde.
Yes.
Candy Muse. I'm sorry, my dears, but you're all up.
Yes. If you are not the tops, you are the bottoms.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And in this situation, they were all eligible to be eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got 4 people voting on 3 people. So it was going to get a little tricky one way or another. If they all agreed to vote the same way or not.
Right. So they show us, and this was the tell for me. They never really show us all of the votes. They only show us a couple,
You only needed to.
But, for this one. But I'm just talking about any other week, you know what I mean? But this week, they showed us all 3 of the girls voting.
Yeah.
They showed us Jessica's vote. She voted for Alexis Michelle. They showed us Alexis Michelle voting for Jessica Wilde to go. And then they showed us Candy Muse voting for Alexis Michelle to go.
Now, there's something that we did not talk about.
Mm-hmm.
In Untucked, well, maybe we did mention it a little bit, but in Untucked from the following episode,
previous,
Alexis was trying to continue to keep her name good, so to speak, or kind of like get in the good graces of Candy. So she tries to make an alliance with Candy, which is supposedly another reason why she sent home Lala.
Right.
This episode, Candy, like, I'm not going to forget what you did to my girl Lala, because I don't trust you, boo.
Mm-hmm. After you said and told Lala that you were going to save her, you didn't. So,
and that's good for her.
Mm-hmm.
Because all she, like, even though it was against Candy, and I know Candy appreciates that she didn't send her home, you still showed me where your loyalty was. Not only did you say it, but you said it publicly around the other girls, and you said it on television for the whole world to see. Despite the edits, despite the production, whatever, it's still reflected on you.
Right. And Alexis Michelle, Candy Muse will not forget what you did for her.
Ever. She will never forget it.
Mm-mm.
But
she didn't promise you anything, but she says that she would never forget. And hence why on Roscoe's and everything now, that she's like, I regret sending Lala home.
Right.
Because like she should have sent Candy home, and then probably would have been in a better position this week.
Right. Honestly, I think it would have been the other way around. Because if you would have saved Lala this week, Lala would have last week, Lala would have went home this week.
Yeah.
And you would have been in the top 3.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. There's no other way that would have worked out.
No.
That is exactly how it would have worked. Save Lala, send Candy home. The next week you can do great or do bad and still win over Lala.
Right.
Because your runway is going to be 10 times better than Lala's regardless. What?
Yeah.
That was just dumb. And now here you could have been. See, you could have been top 3.
That was so dumb. For real.
You could have been top 3, girl. And because you don't know how to be loyal to your sisters.
These hoes ain't loyal.
And then you want to try to jump from Lala Ree bandwagon to the Candy Muse bandwagon and talk about she had an eye for her. Now, you must be blind.
Oh.
She got cataracts or something.
These hoes ain't loyal.
But Candy Muse ain't reading into that.
Yeah.
So let's get to the most disappointing portion of the show. The lip sync for your life.
Oh my gosh.
And our lip sync assassin is revealed to be none other than one of the most infamous lip sync assassins in Drag Race history. Silky Nutmeg Ganache. Now, she was sent home, so, she's not undefeatable. But she is definitely
She has
one
the
of
most wins.
top. Yeah, she has the most wins as a lip sync
Mm-hmm.
singer. So she don't go down easily is the point. But with this lip sync with Jimbo, there is wait. What the F was Silky wearing? She was wearing her bodysuit. Now,
yeah, and
nice because she's a big girl, and her curves are different than most people.
No, because we've seen Silky like churn out some beautiful looks. You know what I mean?
It wasn't ugly.
Now, and my thing is that like she knew the song. She knew the song.
He said it's something that Maddie Morphosis would have made.
Yeah, no, yeah. Mm-hmm, I believe it. Good call, Rex. Good call. So, like I felt like what the song is. You know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure they let the lip sync assassin know before they even get to set what the song is going to be.
Agreed.
In order to allow them to prepare their best, for the show. So I'm like, you should have thought out that better. You know what I mean?
I'm like, she's probably thinking, oh Lord, she probably heard it's going to be Jimbo lip syncing because Jimbo keeps winning and Jimbo keeps losing these lip syncs. So she's probably thinking, I got it in the bag. I'm good. I'll kill it with the lip sync. Now, she had on her little Kitten Hill, dancing, kicking her feet up. Give her credit. When it came down to her lip sync, she did the lip sync. Give her credit. So she did. I mean, y'all can talk about the outfit. I don't think it was completely horrible with some of the things I've seen girls wearing. That wasn't the worst of it. Actually, I liked it a million times better than what Jimbo had on. Me personally. This is me. Save your judgment for somebody else. Because I didn't like anything about Jimbo's performance. Not one single thing. It was disorderly. It was a freaking mockery of drag. Yes, I am that person right now. Shut up.
Get off my lord.
It is a complete mockery of drag for Jimbo to get on that stage looking like a half-boiled egg with the little black face on it. Yeah, I'm calling it for what it is. You had on black face.
Yeah.
No. And they got the nerve to call that drag and disrespect the legacy of women and men who have sacrificed their lives for the right to do drag in America. And you get on that stage and you act like that? Looking like that? Be ashamed of yourself. And obviously, I'm the only person who thinks this way.
For your Emmy consideration.
Well, like I said, obviously, I'm the only person who thinks this way because everyone else seems to have loved it. The other girls loved it. RuPaul and the other judges loved it. I think Silky loved it. On the other hand, next, let's give that win to Silky. Silky pull out that lipstick, send Alexis home, and call it a day. But now we gotta give it to Jimbo.
Yes, give it to Jimbo because Jimbo took a risk with this song. The song was Freakazoid, okay?
Lala Ree took a risk walking out with those damn gift bags on herself.
Yes, and it didn't work. But sometimes you take a risk, right? And you take a risk as a little bird, right?
I don't see how it works.
Trying to fly because not birds. She
didn't even keep up with the lip sync.
Look,
she didn't keep up with the lip
sync.
She
embodied the song. It was fun.
It was her saying,
watching her.
Fuck it. Excuse the French. Fuck it. I'm going to do whatever because I can't seem to win with the lip sync. I'm just going to distract them. Distract. I'm weird. Oh, look at me. I got baloney coming out of my belly. It makes no freaking sense. It's not entertaining to me. Therefore, it should not be entertaining to you. No, me stop.
You may be a king, but we live in America.
No, I'm joking. Obviously, I'm joking.
Oh gosh, no. I loved it. Besides what the King says, I loved it. I thought that it was epic, especially with the baloney coming out and just being like
What was that?
so weird because it's the
Rex
song
says fair enough
itself,
for you.
huh?
Rex said fair enough for you.
Yeah, no, it's okay. But like
So
I loved it though. I
it's
thought
like-
that, and I had so much fun. That's the thing. Like when I go to a drag show, you know what I mean.
that's my thing.
I want to be pulled into your performance, whether or not
Agreed.
I feel the way that you look or not. You know what I mean? Because granted, that look really wasn't my cup of tea either. But once the performance started, I got pulled
Be
in
honest with
more to Jimbo's performance than Silky's
To be
performance.
honest, because that's where the camera went. But to be honest with you, if Jimbo would have worn what Alexis Michelle had on, because I said that was my favorite look of the night,
Mm-hmm.
and did what she did, I would still say the same. Because I get it, you're in drag now, but I don't understand anything about what you're doing. Like, again, it's me. How is throwing baloney entertaining?
It's the fact that she's throwing baloney.
You know, that's so messed up. There are people who work, and that's I'm brought to preach again. There are people who work hard on their craft to make sure that they're polished, to make sure that their lip sync is bar none. For somebody to just throw baloney and it's entertaining, like, where's the talent in that?
People say the same thing about why is Johnny Knoxville, Steve-O, and all them jackass people popular.
But you know what? Because I could agree with that. But they stay in their lane. Their niche is doing stupid shit to hurt themselves, and people will love it.
Jimbo is a drag
I
clown.
get it.
That was definitely drag clownery.
All right, so I know that our viewers are fluctuating up and down, so I can't I want to grip you all, but I want y'all to let me know: am I the only one who feels this way? And I'm okay with standing out on this island by myself because I'm not going to change my view or my opinions.
No one's trying to get you to change.
I know, but I just want to know if I'm really out here by myself.
Yeah, I think you are.
And I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's okay.
I think, and I agree with something you just said. Jimbo is a drag clown, but I want to see the drag because all I've seen is clown. I'm joking. I'm talking about this episode because Jimbo be turning this shit out.
Yeah.
This episode, I'm only talking about this episode with that lip sync.
Oh,
I
boy.
just got clown. I didn't get drag.
Well, yeah. So, needless to say, Jimbo won the lip sync, beating the prolific Silky Nutmeg Ganache. Don't get me wrong, and me and Kevin had this conversation literally the other day after the episode aired, because yeah, I get it. A lot of people are like, "Oh, Jimbo shouldn't have won."
First thing in the morning, I text
Me personally,
bullshit. That's all. That's how I started the conversation.
He sure did.
Bullshit.
Me personally, I would have loved to seen the novelty of Jimbo becoming the first crowned winner of any Drag Race franchise to never win a lip sync. I would. Besides,
history, that makes sense, and I can get with that. But I'd much rather Jessica Wilde win. Let's just Jimbo,
and honestly, I do want Jessica Wilde to win. I do want Jessica Wilde to win. Do I think she's going to win? No, I do think that it's still Jimbo's race to lose, at this point in time. But, I would not be mad. Fair. As long as it's not Candy Muse, I will not be mad.
What if
it's
Candy Muse wins?
If it's Candy Muse, they're going to have to do some things in order to make up for the mistake and the travesty that is crowning Candy Muse anything outside of giving her
I know this is
the golden boot of overall drag.
I mean, this is going to turn more into a rant than anything else because it's already been that for me anyway.
Yeah.
But it's like if I was to sit here and try to pick apart Candy Muse's drag on this competition, I cannot understand why she's even there. Because it's not she did kill that lip sync, but you haven't lip synced much, so you should have been in the bottom a lot more. I don't want to hear someone say, "Oh, well, she's a thicker girl," because you got Eureka, Latrice Royale, you got Ginger Minj, you got Darian Lake, and so many others who are big, Silky Nutmeg Ganache, who at least she tries to create a shape most times than not. Kandi does not do that at all. So Rex says Kandi has a style of her own. So does Jimbo. So does Maddie Morphosis. So do I. That doesn't mean that it's drag. Doesn't mean that it's readable drag or entertaining drag. At least give me that part.
Yeah, and it's not a drag that I enjoy. Sorry.
I went to a show here in Philly at Bob and Barber's. It was a drag show, and one of the performers got up on stage, pulled out a staple gun, and started stapling little notes all over their body. And a lot of people they just started going insane and like cheering, and like if it was a competition by audience applause, they would have won. And I'm like, I don't get it. It's not. That's their thing, and obviously it worked. That's not entertaining to me. And again, this is what I'm really emphasizing here. With Kandi's drag, I don't get it. Unless there are other girls on that bill that I want to see, I'm not going. I wouldn't go to a Kandi show. I'm on the fence about that with Jimbo because you don't know what you're going to get with Jimbo.
Yeah.
But I would feel away, and I probably wouldn't go knowing that 9 times out of 10 somebody's going to throw some baloney at my face, and I don't want that. That's not entertaining. So I would kind of like miss out on all the other good stuff if I got to see that because I paid money for this. So I don't want to. I don't want to see that. I would love. I love it when drag queens start singing in their real voice instead of lip syncing, or when they're comedians, or they show you that they can dance and have all these amazing stunts and talents and stuff, even if it was clown work.
Let loose.
I just want to I'm going to a drag show, not a circus.
Yeah, I get it.
That's me.
So, with Jimbo winning, with great power comes great responsibility, and so she had to eliminate a queen. And she pulled out the lipstick of Alexis Michelle.
The sun will come out tomorrow. That was a little sharp, but y'all get the point. Yo, the heavens have opened and God has smiled down on us, and He has sent Alexis Michelle as package. As much as a person can complain, there is some good in life. There are good things that happen. Do you think she deserved to go home?
Over here on the logical side of things. Yes.
Wait, I'm logical. I'm just colorful with how I'm painting.
Okay. Sure.
Tell me what point of mine is not logic.
You're a Gemini. It makes logic in your twisted mirror world. So
wait, let's give Rex a shot. Because he did just say, don't go to a Kandi show if you have diabetes.
Yeah, no, don't, because insulin is not going to save you. Nothing will.
Don't go to Kandi show if you want to be entertained.
Yeah, I saw Kandi.
Did I say that? I shouldn't say that.
I saw Kandi Muse a couple years ago when we went to the Halloween thing. I mean, I could tell that she was working hard to be entertaining, but it just she just doesn't connect with me. I don't really want to see her like
with her. Everybody
the audience got up for her, but it wasn't as much for everyone else. Like the audience really got up for Jada, really got up every time. Of course, Violet Chachki came on stage, really got up for Aquaria because hometown girl. Really got up for Got Mick. Really got up for Plastique because Plastique is wow. Like turned me on. Like wow. And Rose, flawless, flawless performance.
Beautiful people.
I'm mad that Alyssa Edwards had left that tour by the time that it got to Philly, but Alyssa Edwards was supposed to be there. That was actually one of the big reasons why we went. But yeah, no, she wasn't like Kandi Muse. Okay, I went to the bathroom. When she came on. So, hey.
I bet that was more entertaining.
Was this at the Met? Yeah, it was at the Met. Mm-hmm. It was at the Met. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so she pulls out the lipstick of Alexis Michelle. Alexis Michelle is now eliminated and entered immediately into the Fame Games.
Speaking of the Fame Game,
Mhm.
as time winds down, just want to talk about these girls real quick.
Mm-hmm.
In the Fame Game, we have Monica Beverly Hills, Nasia Lopez, Mrs. Kasha Davis, Darian Lake, Trixie, not Trixie, Jesus.
James Mansfield.
You know what I'm talking about, too.
Yep.
Kahana
Kahana
Montrese,
Montrese.
and
La
Ray.
La Ray.
These are the 7 girls that are in the Fame Game. And the Snow Bunny or the Ice Queen look, Monica Beverly Hills looked okay.
Mm-hmm.
Her arm thing was a little too long, and her confidence still sucks.
Yeah. To me, she looked like those little thingies that aren't made anymore that you pull, and then the little fairy thingy that spun and flew off. That's what she looked like.
Yes.
And I didn't like it. Yeah. Looked like you just.
Then we had Nasia Lopez, who had like this. It was like diamond shimmer, something silver shimmery.
Mm-hmm.
It was like her hair. It was like icicles just dripping off of her, and the way she had on her like bodysuit was kind of very cute.
Yeah.
Which in this situation, she's my favorite in the Fame Game for this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Miss Kasha Davis, who I didn't get it.
Yellow Snow.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Yellow Snow's disgusting. Then you had Darian Lake, who I thought was very clever. She was it was an homage to like Michelle Pfeiffer's character in Scarface, and she had like the little razor wires and the mirror plate that was kind of like a credit card, like snow, no snow. Yeah, one of those deals. So she was a snow bunny like that, and I thought that was cute.
Yeah, that was cute.
Mm-hmm.
One of the favorite looks from this bunch, she just wasn't my favorite. I just like Nasia's more.
Yeah.
But then we have Miss Kahana Montrese.
Yep.
Kahana did what Kahana does.
Yep.
Vegas snowflake.
Yeah, Vegas snowflake. That's what it was. Yeah.
It was a Vegas snowflake. And then we had Miss La La Ree. I like the sense, don't like the hair, girl. You're gonna get it. Keep trying.
Yeah, no, that looked like
She looked like she had some
noodles
on top of her head.
You know those decorations on bags, that white cording decoration that be on the side of like handbags and stuff like that. It looked like her whole hair was made of that, and it was terrible. It's terrible. So yeah.
So I think
Alexis Michelle's winning the Fame Game right now.
Yes. Technically, because honestly, if you just look at what they're all wearing, the snow theme, Alexis Michelle's outfit was the best.
And then if you stack up all the Fame Game queens' looks, compared to Alexis Michelle is winning the Fame Game. She is winning the Fame Game right now. So,
she's in the lead. I think that she might win this. And honestly, I don't see anybody replacing her.
Yeah, no. Even if Candy gets eliminated next week, because there is an elimination next week, so we think.
So we're still working on this math in terms of these episodes coming out, because there's a week missing in their production schedule.
Right.
The question is, are they just going by looks? Yes, they have nothing else to go off. They don't have a runway performance. They're not in any acting challenges, no sewing challenges. Even down to the last challenge where they had a sewing challenge, they didn't even give the Fame Game girls any show or shine on that one because they didn't work. So yes, this is literally just based off of the looks and their fan popularity. It's called the Fame Game. So if there's a queen that you like that's been eliminated and is still in the running on the Fame Game, you can go in on July 14th and vote for. Yeah, it is definitely popularity. So you can go ahead and vote for the queen that you want. And honestly, if you ask me, the person who has the best chance of winning right now is Nasia.
I think yes, because she has the Roscoe's platform.
That's exactly why.
But based off of what I've seen thus far, again this season, because the Fame Game is supposed to be what they do outside after they're eliminated, plus everything that they've done on the show before they were eliminated is all factored in.
She was taking eliminated.
Yeah, no, but even if you factor in all the other Fame Game looks, in my opinion, her looks don't stack up to Alexis Michelle's looks.
Well, just another thing to take into consideration: does RuPaul look at whatever that look was for that particular week when it comes down to Fame Game and judge them based off of everybody in the ongoing competition and fan game, or do the eliminated queens only judge from when they enter the fan game? Do you still go back and look at their previous looks for like the week that Kasha Davis was sent home?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are those looks going to still be?
Yeah, those looks are considered in the fame game. Everything that they've done in the competition while they were in, and then everything that they do on social media outside of the competition after they're eliminated.
I feel like that's still popularity
because with the, especially with, I know some of the queens in the fame game did do a look for the the create one, but they only released it on their, you know what I mean, because they did it, on their own, and because it's whatever they put out on their own social media that is, considered and stuff like that, or is up for consideration for us to vote on. So, like I said, I think that if you factor in the competition and everything and put everyone on the same pedestal, because at the end of the day, if you put everyone on the same pedestal is to factor in their performance on the show and then factor in their looks during the fame game. Alexis Michelle is clearly in the lead, in my opinion.
Yeah, but see, here's the next thing, especially if it's a fan vote.
I would say followed by La Ree.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How so? That's interesting to me. Not La Ree.
Mm-hmm.
Because her looks wasn't that strong. She just started getting her looks together, and then this week of the fame game was just barely okay.
Yeah, no. I do have Naysha though at a solid third though.
But so the reason why I think that Naysha over Alexis is because not only does Naysha have Roscoe's, but she's actually liked, whereas there's a lot of people struggling with Alexis's wishy-washy ways. So yeah, that's how I feel about it. For me, I would give it to Naysha right now. Although yes, Alexis Michelle is about to stomp on some bitches' heads.
Yeah. So July 14th, fam game opens. Make sure that you guys vote. Make sure that you guys like, share, subscribe. Here, let us know who you got in the fame games thus far. And now we've come to the moment where we will announce our top 3. And I think that if you were paying attention, it's really not any surprise.
Even throughout all the conversation that we've been having and some of the stuff I've been saying, the names and their rankings stay the same.
Yeah. So we have number 1 running the best race overall, Jimbo.
Jimbo's number 1.
Number 2, Jessica Wilde.
And then finally,
Candy Muse.
Oh, wait. You got to let me emphasize. And finally, over Alexis Michelle, Candy Muse.
Yeah. So that those are our rankings. Let us know who your top 3 are in the comments, and I am looking forward to crowning our next queen. We're already starting to talk about our off-season shows and stuff like that. I'm already sending material that we can consider for our off-season show topics and stuff like that that we do as we transition into the off-season here. Make sure that if you like our content here, make sure that you go and get all of the juiciness that is located within this memoir here. A memoir of the porn star, our very own King Kevyn here, A Life of Lust. Tell him about it, sir.
It's a book about lustful stuff in my life, and if you read it, it will be lustful.
Oh, yes. Yes.
But there's a lot of other good things. I like to think of my book as a diary. I like to think of it as some certain parts poetic, like certain things in life that's happened have been very poetic. I think this is there are segments in my book that can be looked at as smut. And then some spots might take you to church in a good way. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's one of those reasons. And it is a journey. It's like you follow from start to finish a whole arc of things in my life, which influences where I am and what's going to happen next. So go to this website right here, KevynM.com. It's not already down there. It's a little higher, Stoney. No. Oh. Yeah, that's how.
It's 2 inches from the ground.
purchase your copy of A Life of Lust, Memoirs of the Porn Star right now.
Where you can
I'll
find
send you a
out how it
special-
got like that.
I hit puberty.
That's in there. Behind
Yeah.
the scenes.
Yeah, discovering myself.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Tripping over it and everything.
any sales that I see tonight, which is July the 2nd, I will sign personally. So if I see any sales coming in or any books orders coming in tonight, I will make sure that I'm writing a nice little note to you and sending it out in the mail tomorrow. So that hopefully by the end of the week you'll be able to get it. Keep give and take the 4th of July. If you're in the States, if you're in another country, it's going to take about a week or so.
Yes.
That's all I got. What you got?
Yes.
Anything you want to tell these people?
Happy American Slave Owner Freedom Day coming up. And thank y'all for coming. God bless and good night.
Bye.